Mbappe is about to play in the 2026 World Cup. If France wins, he gets $50 million. But he won't see $50 million, not even close. Between taxes, federation cuts, and the way national teams distribute money, the actual amount reaching his bank account is often half the headline number, while FIFA walks away with $11 billion. This is what World Cup players actually make. FIFA announced $620 million in total prize money for 2026. Sounds impressive? Sounds generous? Let's break down what that actually means. The champion gets $50 million, split among 23 players equally. That's roughly $2.17 million per player. But it's never equal. Money goes to the national federation first. Then the federation takes cuts for coaching staff, administration, facilities, operational costs. A French player winning the World Cup might actually receive $1.5 to $2 million after federation overhead, before any taxes. And if your country loses in the group stage, you get $2 million total split 23 ways. That's less than $87,000 per player for playing in a World Cup. Then comes the tax problem. The United States is hosting matches. The U.S. government withholds a percentage of prize money before it leaves American soil. If you're French, you have a tax treaty. You'll recover most of it eventually, but if you're from a country without a comprehensive U.S. tax treaty, you're getting taxed twice. Once by America, once by your home country. A player earning $2 million in prize money could see the U.S. withhold 30%. That's $600,000 gone immediately. Then your home country taxes the remaining $1.4 million. By the time it reaches your bank account, it's roughly $900,000. Half of what was promised. Here's where it gets worse. Different federations distribute prize money completely differently. Germany distributes roughly 90% directly to players. Fair. France distributes 70 to 80%. Still decent. But some federations, 40% or less. Imagine your country wins $2 million from a group stage victory. Your federation takes $1.2 million for overhead. Coaching staff gets $300,000. That leaves $500,000 split among 23 players. That's $21,700 per player, before taxes. And some federations? Players don't even know how much money was distributed. It just appears, if it appears. There have been documented cases of players waiting months for prize money that never arrives. Here's the reality check. Mbappe makes roughly $30 million per year at Real Madrid. That's $2.5 million per month. If France wins the 2026 World Cup after federation cuts and taxes, he makes roughly $2 million. That's equivalent to less than 1 month of his club's salary for winning the World Cup. Same story for Vinicius Jr. Same story for Haaland. Same story for every superstar. For these players, the World Cup isn't about money. It's about legacy. But for a player from a smaller nation earning $200,000 per year at his club, World Cup prize money could double his annual income. So the financial impact depends entirely on where you're from. Here's the number that destroys the entire narrative. FIFA is making $11 billion from the 2026 World Cup. They're distributing $620 million in prize money to players. FIFA keeps 94% of revenue. Players fighting for the trophy share 6%. Sponsors make billions. Broadcasters make billions. FIFA makes billions. But the players creating the product, the labor generating all that revenue, are fighting over 6%. For comparison, Super Bowl, one game. Players split $8 million per team. That's roughly $348,000 per player for a single game. Wimbledon. Winner gets $3 million. U.S. Open Tennis. Winner gets $3 million. World Cup. Winner gets roughly $2 million after taxes and federation cuts for winning the entire tournament over a month of competition. You might ask, why don't players just demand better compensation? 3 reasons. First, massive national pride. Turning down a World Cup is politically and personally impossible. Second, no player union. Each player is bound by their federation's terms individually. No collective bargaining power. Third, it only happens every 4 years. Missing one World Cup could end your legacy. So players show up, they compete, they accept whatever compensation structure exists. FIFA knows this. FIFA knows players will come regardless. So FIFA's incentive to increase compensation is zero. The system works exactly as designed. The 2026 World Cup will be the largest tournament ever. 48 teams instead of 32. More matches, more revenue. FIFA is projecting $12 to $13 billion in total revenue. But prize money distribution hasn't been announced to increase proportionally, which means FIFA's cut could exceed 95% of total revenue. The biggest stars will make more from sponsorship bonuses tied to World Cup performance than from official prize money. Mid-tier players will make decent but not life-changing money. Lower-tier players from smaller nations will make minimal amounts, heavily taxed. And the cycle continues. The next time you watch the 2026 World Cup, remember this. The players are competing for legacy. The money is secondary for superstars. But the system is designed to extract maximum value from audiences while minimizing compensation to athletes. 5 billion people will watch. Billions of dollars will flow through the system. Players will fight for less than 6% of it. The World Cup is beautiful. The economics are brutal. Now you know exactly how brutal.